guys, welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and on this channel I am to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, today we're going to be talking about a new superhero movie that Sony is developing in their Sony universe of Marvel characters. That's what they're calling it. And Sony's continuing the trend of giving random Spider-Man characters their own superhero solo films, and they're now developing a new movie for a new Spider-Man character. And right before we get into talking about that, guys, make sure to stay to the end of the video for giveaway details, as I'm giving away an entire SUPES merch line, baby. You're gonna want to get your hands on that, so stay to the end of the video for those giveaway details. Now, without further ado, let's talk about Sony announcing a Jackpot movie. So Sony has officially announced that they're developing a Jackpot movie. In the comics, Jackpot is an ally of Spider-Man's, and right before we get into talking about who is Jackpot and diving deep into this character, I just want to talk a bit about the announcement and what the announcement says about the future of Sony's Marvel movies. Because Sony is obviously continuing the trend of giving random Spider-Man characters their own solo movies. First was Venom, then it was Morbius, now it's Jackpot, and we also know that Sony is also developing a Madam Web film. So there's two things that this says about Sony. One, that they're double downing on their Marvel universe of Spider-Man characters, but the other thing it says is that they're taking huge risk into developing these side characters and giving them their own franchises. And to be honest, I'm kind of torn about this subject because there's two ways that I feel about this. One side is, give the fans what they want. Sony, why don't you make movies about characters we already know and love and still haven't made it to the big screen yet? Like, give the fans what they want. Make movies about the characters they already know and love and just bring them over to the big screen in an awesome way. But on the other side of it, we have the idea that Sony should shed some more light on characters that we've never heard of before. And I'm all for that, because there's a ton of Marvel heroes, there's a ton of Marvel villains that most of you have never heard of before, but they're awesome characters. I mean, a while back I did a video about Blue Marvel. He's basically Captain America with Superman's powers. And he is such an interesting Marvel character, but rarely anyone knows about him because he's not a character that has a lot of light shined on him. So I like the idea of Sony shedding light on characters that the majority of people don't really know about, but I also think they should be focusing more on bringing to light the characters we already know and love onto the big screen, and then focusing on those characters that we don't know. But one thing I really love about this Sony announcement that they're making a Jackpot movie is that they're confident. They are confident in their future for this separate Spider-Man universe. As of right now, the only movie Sony has released so far that is separate from the MCU and stuff is Venom. Don't get me wrong, Venom was a huge hit, and Venom 2 is looking to be like a huge hit, and they have Morbius on the way. But as of right now, the only thing they've had actually hit theaters and hit positively with the fans is Venom. And judging just off of that one movie, they already have a Morbius movie in development. Venom 2 is coming out. Morbius and Venom 2 are both coming out in 2021. They have a Madam Web movie announced. A Spider-Woman movie is in development. And now a Jackpot movie. All of these announcements are here just off of the success of the first Venom movie. And that kind of reminds me how the MCU started. Before the MCU was the biggest success in Hollywood, at the beginning of it all, Kevin Feige was developing Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk. And while he's developing those movies, he had already submitted scripts for Thor, Captain America, the first Avengers. So he was ahead of the ballgame. But when we're talking about the Avengers, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, those are completely different characters than Jackpot, Madam Web, Venom, Morbius, Spider-Woman. Those are completely different characters. One group of characters is extremely popular, while the other group of characters isn't that popular amongst fans. So I do think Sony is getting a little ahead of themselves. But that doesn't mean I'm hyped, because guess what? As long as it's a superhero movie, the more superhero movies you give us, the more there is for us to consume. And at the end of the day, more superhero movies is better. So now it's time to talk about who is Jackpot. Who is this character that we don't really know about, and she's getting her own movie, and she's a friend of Spider-Man's. So in the comics, Jackpot is the mantle of two superheroes. The first one is Sarah Erin, which I imagine is the version that they're going with in this movie. And Sarah Erin is basically a mom. She's a mom scientist, and then as she's pregnant, she is developing something in her lab, and she has this crazy science experiment and it goes wrong. And she gives birth, the baby's perfectly healthy, but she develops super strength. And now she is basically a superhero who has to balance in being a superhero and also being a mom. So I'm sure, as you guys can imagine, being a mom and also fighting crime as a superhero are two very hard things to juggle at the same time. So over time, Sarah Erin gives up the mantle of Jackpot and passes it on to another woman named Elena Jobson, who has to ingest this mutant growth hormone in order to obtain the powers of Jackpot and gain that super strength. And then, as Elena Jobson, as Jackpot, is fighting crime alongside Spider-Man, she's killed. And then, after Sarah Erin feels so much guilt having, Elena Jobson, her little prodigy, get killed, Sarah Erin returns to the job as Jackpot and now continues to fight crime as a superhero who has super strength and also has to deal with being a mom at the same time. So as you guys can tell, she is a very different kind of superhero. We've never seen something like this. A crime-fighting mom? What? I love that idea, because guess what? What really makes superheroes great is their opponent. The reason Spider-Man is such an amazing superhero is because he has to juggle high school, paying bills, a relationship with MJ. He has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and then he also has to be a superhero. What really makes a superhero great is the size of their opponent. And man, just the idea of being a superhero while also being a mom, that sounds like such a crazy story that I would love to see play out on the big screen. And now that I think about it, being a mom and being a superhero at the same time is probably a lot harder than what Peter Parker has to deal with being a student in high school and being a superhero at the same time. So again, the greater the opponent, the greater the hero. So I am very interested to see this Jackpot character. I was never aware of this character until Sony made this announcement, and then I did my research. But this is a very interesting character, guys. And again, I love the idea of her getting her own movie, because having a crime-fighting mom as a superhero, that sounds like something we've never seen before, and I would love to see something new come onto the big screen in the superhero genre. But we also have to take into account that she's not only entering any universe, she's entering the Sony universe of Marvel characters. So because she's an ally, because she's a good guy, it's very likely that they'll probably match her up with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. They won't fight, but they'll fight together. And she's probably going to be a friend of Spider-Man's. And to be honest, I can't see a universe where Jackpot, a mother, is fighting crime alongside Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like, I just can't see that. In the comics, they're both the same. They're both fairly the same age. They're both adults when they fight crime together. But it's never like a mom and a high school student in Peter Parker fighting crime together. Like, they're both fairly the same age when they pair up in the comics. And I don't see a reality where Sony puts together Jackpot and Tom Holland, because that'll just be awkward. You have a mom and then Tom Holland's Spider-Man fighting together, high school student, mom. I don't know. It doesn't sound like the best pairing. So Jackpot is getting her own superhero movie that is in development with Mark Guggenheim. What a name. Mark Guggenheim, set to write the script. Mark actually wrote a couple of her comics, so this is a man that understands the core of this character, and I'm super excited to see him write the script, because he was essentially one of the creators of this character, as he wrote her comics for a very long time. Now, another thing that kind of gets me kind of worried is that writing comics and writing movies are two completely different ballgames. So I don't know how that's gonna play out, but I am glad that they got someone like Mark Guggenheim, someone who understands this character, to finally give her breathe life into her and bring her over to the big screen. So let me know in the comment section down below, are you guys hyped for a Jackpot movie? I certainly am. A crime-fighting mom? What? Give me some of that. So guys, I am extremely hyped for a Jackpot movie. Let me know what you guys think about this announcement over in the comment section down below. Now, getting into giveaway details, guys, I'm giving away an entire SUPES merch line. All you have to do to enter this giveaway is like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and hit that bell notification on my channel to get notified when I post these videos. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.